I don't want to frighten you, Eddie, but a dog has entered your car. Hello and welcome to Burning Questions. It's a little bit like the anticlimax. I understand that it's been a big campaign, wound up with the Great Southern Star, and of course the Hunter Cup last weekend. But the biggest question I have right now, Albie, as you join us, Alex Ashwood, can the camera see the door or not? Because I'm worried that. So Taylor French, your loving partner, is going in and out of that door, and I saw a towel on her head, and I think you need to move the camera over a little bit further because I don't want something bad to happen. All right, so can you just shift it over a little bit
I think
further?
we're safe, Javon. I think we're all safe.
I'll tell you what, three of us here are safe. I don't know whether you are. Andy Gath, lovely to see you, and lovely to see a little bit of emotion from you after the Great Southern Star as well. There weren't the full blown tears, but it was just a little bit choked up, but it was nice to see. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And Skeeter, how are you faring after a very big campaign? Obviously, we've got more Group 1 racing on Saturday night at Tabcorp Park, Melton, with the night pistol, but how are you faring?
Going well, thank you, Bon. Yeah, I am in at Epsom Road today. It's about 45 degrees in this room, so lucky we haven't got an extended edition today.
I asked you this question last time you were there. Are my clothes still there?
Yep, still in the corner.
There's something for me to catch up on, which I think is really important. And you know what else is important? Making sure we recognise our sponsors. Probably also I'll be moving that camera, but he's not going to, so it doesn't matter. Whether you're celebrating a win or shoveling in the stables, you want your staff to look their very best, and you do that with uniforms from Hip Pocket Workwear and Safety. They have you covered. You. For clothing, protective equipment, and plenty more. Check out hippocketworkwear.com.au. First question of the burning questions for this week. Has the draw delivered pistol glory for Golino? I'll start with you, Andy, because I expect you'll say no.
Well, firstly, I think that question's probably a little bit too cryptic for a special guest, Albie, so you might have to explain that one to him before it comes around to him. But obviously, about always ready. That might be able to lead and be hard to beat in the night pistol, just for you, Albs, anyway.
Trained by Anton Golino, yeah.
That's it, okay.
Pistol's a night pistol. We'll do a little glossary of terms up in the corner there on burning questions. Yeah, Andy, continue.
Yeah, always ready. Obviously come back from a spell, really good this time in, but it still hasn't won in its last 12 starts. The highest rated race it's ever won is an up to an 85. So there's a really big step up in class. It went well in the Great Southern Star heat. It wasn't far away, probably unlucky not to qualify. But it is a really fast front line. Obviously, it's one of the dangers, but yeah, it's still going to have to work pretty hard to win that race.
I don't want to frighten you, Eddie, but a dog has entered your car.
Yeah, no. I think we're all right. I'm pretty sure it's my dog. So
geez, right. That's.
For a while, so
I've just never seen you on Burning Questions with a dog's head emerge behind you before. And I thought, it's quite a large dog, and I thought if it attacks you during Burning Questions, I just don't know. So
just keep feeding.
Albie, we move on to you. So just to clarify, basically, do you think Always Ready can win the night pistol, or do you think somebody else will? And by the way, Andy Gath going to Tim Belfrage to try and get stats these days. It's unbelievable what he brings to the show. We don't expect that from you, Albie. Just an opinion. What's your opinion?
I think he's going to be working overtime to find the front hatchback, and Sundown's Courage got excellent gate speed, and there's gate speed on the outside of him as well. So, like Andy said, it's a step up in grade, and like he's come back a lot better this time in from a spell, and thought his run last week and the week before was full of credit, but he still has to do it hard, and if he does it too hard, I think he's going to be vulnerable if he does find the front.
Who do you think will win the race, Albie?
Lucky. Majestuoso.
Say Majestuoso again.
No, I can't. Next question.
Just go with Lucky. Skeeter, your thoughts here?
Yeah,
I thought Always Ready would find the front pretty comfortably, personally.
Yeah, I think he is the leader. I suppose it's just that question mark of how much he has to do to get there, how much probably Sundawn's Courage kicks up and Hatchback as well. So I think he will be the leader, though, and there's no doubt this preparation he's come back in terrific form. But when you've got what I think is Australia's best trotter in Majestuoso in the race, it's always going to be hard to win. So expect Always Ready to run a terrific race, but I'm still sticking with Majestuoso from the second line.
Andy, before we go into question 2, I'm a little bit weirded out by the prices, to be honest. I thought there were only really 3 winning chances in the race. I thought there were Sundon's Courage, Always Ready, and Majestuoso. And even after winning the Great Southern Star, he's $2.70. Lucky or Majestuoso. I just thought it was a little bit strange, and there were a few under the odds. Give us your opinion on the market.
You're asking me, are you?
I said Andy.
Oh, did you? Sorry.
Andy, does that go through? It's on, is it? Sweet.
Sorry, I was talking to my dog. No, I agree. Yeah, again, it's still, temporarily, you still can't rule out he's a quality horse and he was, terrific heat win. So, yeah, I think the market might change a little bit. I think we might shorten up a little bit. Always Ready has shortened up already. So, yeah, we'll change a fair bit, I reckon.
What's the dog's name, Andy?
J-Bon.
I want J-Bon on the show every week. That noise you just made before is as good as you can go.
Dash.
Yeah. Daryl Douglas in the back of the car. That's interesting. Right. Burning questions. Second question. Brought to you by the Fresh Connection, who export Australian fresh fruit to more than 35 countries. They're headed up by Damon Glengarry. Few people say he does an ordinary job. He does a magnificent job. As the export manager, the Fresh Connection specialise in citrus, table grapes, cherries and mangoes, freshconnection.com.au. Second question today. I might as well explain all of these. Will the drop in grade ignite a Western win revival? Now, I'll ask you, Skeeter, but Albie, I'm saying, do you reckon Western Sonador can win that up to 105 race? We'll get to him in a moment. Skeeter, your thoughts?
Look, I think he can, Bon. It's the easiest field he's probably faced in a little while, and it was obviously a bit disappointing last start. However, since then, the team reckon that I said he's been working really well. So I don't know if the map works out great for him. I think he could be forced to face the breeze, but he definitely looks the class runner of the field, and expecting him to be pretty hard to beat.
I tend to think, I don't think the map's going to work out well either, Andy, but I tend to think that, this is the race that he's needed. And I think they'd be really disappointed in that field, and that's no disrespect to the rest. But if Western Sonador can't beat them based on what he's done in the past, I think, they wouldn't be wrapped.
No, definitely. It's by far the easiest race he's been in for a long time. It was a touch plane last start, but it was a brutally run race, and his previous run, Shepparton Cup, was full of merit, and all he has to replicate that form to be able to win this race, in my opinion. But again, it's not going to map well for him, but you just think his class will get him through.
Now that we've explained it, Albie, you've got a good handle on it. Do you reckon Western Sonador is going to be winning on Saturday night?
I think he's going to be very hard to beat. I think Beck will go back at the start and put him in the race when the tempo is right, and he'll be too good.
You have told us this before. See, his times are better than the rest, but you've told us before times are irrelevant.
Yes, I have said that. But you have to have a look at the opposition you've been racing against, and to be honest, none of them horses in his race on Saturday night would go around in a Shepparton Cup and come third. So,
I agree with that. And we'll go to you first for the third question, because it's brought to us by APG. Go to apgold.com.au. You're wearing the cap as a little bit of promotion. And the third question of the burning questions is Serena good enough to overcome her gate? For some reason, I think I don't have to explain this one to you, Albie.
She's in terrific form. She's in the zone at the moment. She's a handy mare on the way up. There's a couple of nice ones off the front. One of Andy's goes pretty good. Like, it probably looked like it was going to win before it got in a bit of trouble down the back last start. So if it finds the front, it's going to be very hard to beat. But in saying that, our mare's right at the top of her game, and she's going to be thereabouts.
When you say handy, how handy?
She's no prison artiste, but wouldn't be far behind him.
Yeah, rightio. That's good enough. I think that's what we all probably thought. Andy, who will be in front in that race, by the way?
Yeah, either Justin Molly Archer or Zigzag Zoo. They both got really good gate speed, so I'm not Zigzag Zoo probably a little bit quicker, but I'm not too sure which one of them will.
We knew it was going to be one of those two, Andy. That wasn't the question. You saying it was one of those two. We want to know which one of the two is going to be in front.
At the start or the finish?
I think being there at the start is going to really help being there at the finish, to be honest, Andy.
Zigzag Zoo. He's really quick from out wide, and Justin Molly Archer, you might be better off taking the sit anyway. He's going well, but yeah, he probably at this stage he probably needs to follow.
All right,
Yeah.
let's assume that Zigzag Zoo's in front. Is La Serena good enough to beat him, or is he? He does grow a leg in front, and he was going to go pretty close, wasn't he? If things hadn't gone wrong last start.
Yeah, I was on $10 each way, so that's what generally happens. So generally, I won't be on him this week if they bounce back. But Albie's mare's going really well. Her last 4 starts have been against the mares, so it's a little bit, step up in class this time in the back row draw. Zigzag Zoo, I really like him as a horse, but he doesn't win a lot of times. He places more than he wins, but he does seem like he's come back well this preparation. So I think Albie's mare is definitely the one to beat. She's in rare form, and just depends what happened earlier. It can be a really fast lead time, which brings her right into it. So, yeah, as long as Albie doesn't drive the mare, I think she's going to be hard to beat.
I tell you what, I absolutely love this dog. Now he's gone into the passenger seat, and he's just a happy camper. I think he is, J-Bond. Skeeter, it's hard to define definitive for me. It's hard to define who's going to win this race, but who's your top tip? Who's going to be your top tip in the Friday form panel tomorrow?
Yeah, it will be La Serena, Bond, because she's just racing in terrific form, isn't she? She was so good through that series, and again through the Big Bread series as well. She wasn't far away from them, and that was a really strong group of mares. So I think she's definitely a trot in form and a mare in form, which we know they're when they're in the zone, they're very hard to beat. So she's obviously shown gate speed and made her way to the top recently. So it will be a challenge overcoming the back row, but yeah, I just think she's going so well, and she can definitely do it.
Quick update as we head to question 4 on the burning questions. The dog has occupied every part of the back seat, and we have got door vision at Albie's place, and we haven't seen any further sign of Taylor, so everything's working out well in that regard as well. So little update before we get to the last question of burning questions, which is brought to us by Felvo Fruits. They've been specialists in table grapes since the 1960s. Michael, or as they call him, Mick, and Josie or Jose Felvo are keeping the tradition going, and everyone loves their grapes. Keep an eye out for Felvo Fruits. You know you'll love them. Question 4. Will Youaremy Sunshine make a statement now he's fit, Skeeter?
I think he will, Bon. He's just got better and better each start, and even in defeat last weekend, his sectionals were outstanding. Obviously, had to do so much work behind Hi, My Name is Jeff, and they went 151. So I think he's just continuing to improve, and we're really seeing the best of him and expecting him to run another really good race. It's not the strongest field. He's obviously one of the off the back row, but I just think he can be put into the race and he'll be too good.
What do you reckon, Albs?
I reckon the same as Skate. I reckon he'd just be too good for these. His run last week was enormous, sitting 51 and 4 a change and get beat by 3.1 metres. It was a pretty good run, and he looks like he's getting better all the time. So, and I think he goes better over the 2200 as well. So I think he's going to take a power of a beating.
There's 2 things to unpack here. One is Albs has definitely got the results page up in front of him. And the other, Skeeter, do you think he was going to disagree with you? He goes, I actually reckon I agree with Skeeter.
I thought for sure he really
put us off there, Albs. I'll tell you what I reckon. Spot on. She's on the money. Yeah. What do you reckon, Andy? Look, I think we were told 5 or 6 runs back we'd see the best of Youaremy Sunshine, but he's going pretty good only after 83. He's won 1 race and run an absolute bottler last time. Normally with second line draws at Melton at Metropolitan level, I think we'll be wary, but I just think he'll brain him.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think he'll be too good for this lot. And you'll look back at this field in 6 months' time and you'll see where Youaremy Sunshine is probably going around 3-4 class races, whereas the rest of these horses will still be going around in the class they are. Yeah, he was a great juvenile and he had a problem, but he's come back really good. And I just think he's going to be a really good horse going forward, and he'll just dominate this field.
All right, critically, I'm taking Bondi Lockdown as my best from last week. I know I said Cash and Flow as well. Forget about that. That never happened. No, shake of that. And my best is Youaremy Sunshine, so I'll get it out of the way. Skeeter, who's your best this week? Youaremy Sunshine.
Well, I was going to say I'm off and gone in race number 4, but I think she's going to be probably a little bit too short. We know we can't do that.
$1.40, so that would be a little bit rude.
I was hoping maybe we'd get $1.80 or so for Youaremy Sunshine, and that was the best. But Bon, you've just dashed my confidence now.
Yeah, no, I'm back in form. Don't worry about that. We'll wait for Albs to get his results page up, or the field. He's doing that right now. We've got to go to you now, Albs. Who's your best on the card?
Struve.
You know what? Are you going through as well, Andy?
Yeah.
Against
I'm
your
not.
own. I was going to say, I actually think Struve can win. I marked him on top, and I don't even really know why.
I don't
Who's
know.
your best end?
I'm actually going with Winebro Wasted. Yeah, I just think big drop down in class. He's been working quite good at home, and even though it's a back row draw, I just think his class might get the job done.
Did I just hear Winebro Wasted?
Yes, you did.
This
Well,
would be unbelievable. You have produced some.
After it had every chance last week, so
No, honestly, when I was writing the form, I was like, I can't even explain to punters why I'm tipping Struve here. I'm just feeling it. I don't. We know I don't love the horse. I don't even really like the horse, but for some reason, I think that race will see him. Finn Frost will be in front of that race.
hopefully, I'd say so. Yeah, he got good gate speed.
What price do you think Winebro Wasted will be?
$16. The expert marked it in the form guide.
I know early doors you provided some amazing highlights, and I know you would keep a scrapbook of them. So what is the biggest price best bet winning you've had on Burning Questions?
Struve.
It probably was too.
I reckon it was a Bendigo, I reckon, when Kate drove it when it come like 6 wide around the corner.
Yeah, and Andy gave us this spiel about how he loves Bendigo and how he follows tracks and how horses go on track. And then we watched it win, and he just would have gone, yes, I am a genius. And that's when they started calling it the Andy Gath Show. There's no doubt about it. Well done to everyone involved. Tell Taylor she can come out and wash her or get her hair sorted now. We know that she's been locked in a room. Stockholm syndrome she's got with LB Ashwood there, but locked in a room at the moment, imprisoned, kept hostage. So let her out. Let the dog out for a walk, Andy. Well done to you, mate.
No, thank you. Does LB like in the par face, Adios?
What was that?
Who do you like in the par face, Adios, Alps?
I haven't even seen the field, to be honest.
Number one, favourite.
Pardon?
Who's the favourite? Number one.
I'll have a quick look. Oh, Krug and Act Now, I think. Oh, you got me again.
Don't worry, you didn't realise I got you before with
Yeah,
Repellent, but it's we move forward. Not bad from Andy. Big setup for that one, but not bad. Skeeter, could you ask them if they've got my laptop there at HRV so I can duck down and get it a little bit later as well?
I'll try and track it down for you, Bon.
Teamwork makes a dream work. That's been another edition of Burning Questions. Hopefully you've enjoyed. We'll be back next week.